I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
I think the only thing I hate more than boomers, actually, there's a fair amount of boomers are a general group. You have to judge everybody individually, but no joke. Group of people that I have the hatred of the passion of 1,000 fiery suns would be human resources. There are a lot of things that have slowed and impaired our potential as a nation because not some, all production comes from humans, employees. And you can understand it's very important you get the right human in at the right spot and you can gain efficiency. And if we can maximize our production by putting the right people in the right spot where they do the best, that's great. And human resources has been nothing but a corrupt coven of witches, really astrology, witchcraft level of profession, meaning none whatsoever, that have absolutely made sure the best people are not hired. The most amount of people are not hired. They slow down employment. And as time has gone, I already didn't like him to begin with. I'm like, who is this 23-year-old ditz asking me about my favorite shoes and why? I really, you, and by the way, HR professionals, your profession is aging about as gracefully as you physically are, like your face. This horse shit back 25 years ago where you did handwriting analysis. And if you're an animal, what animal could you be? I don't know if you guys have gone and interviewed with HR recently. But back in my day, and probably still to this day, they ask these stupid, dumbass questions that have nothing to do with your career, your profession, are an ultimate insult to those of you who majored in the right thing, studied hard for a particular profession, and you're talking to literally someone who's doing tarot card level, astrology level, predictive questioning about, have you ever been in a situation? Should all give you HR people pacifiers as far as I'm concerned. And when you put those people, I've mentioned, go way back in the archives 20 years ago, HR has been a bottleneck, one of the several key bottlenecks to unleashing America's true economic growth. And we've lost, about 2 generations now, having these truly stupid, unprofessional people at the gatekeepers of letting people into businesses or not. And so you have no, I mean, dude, I'll go hang out with a bunch of, I'll listen to the Doors and hang out with a bunch of pot smoking hippies before I go to an HR convention. I hate them that because they've just destroyed they didn't single-handedly destroy, but they have wreaked untold incalculable damage to what we could have done. It'd be one thing if they were just dumb, but they're pretentious assholes on top of it, power tripping assholes. And the entire time they've tried to make it seem like they're anything but. And so someone wanted me to read this. This comes from Mint. He says, look it up. Half of HR department gets fired in tech company after they reject one resume CV. This is what happened. Manager on Reddit revealed that half his company's HR department was fired Netizens, too, have expressed their views on the incidents. Here's what happened. So is this true? Is it? I'm going to lean that this is true. I don't. I got to ask you, corporate executive types, why is HR still there? Why do we commute? Why is HR still there? I'll never understand. And then, of course, it's not a logical question, Cappy. These are MBAs. They're ego-driven, small dick, tweezer jerking off type of leaders. I got you to come into the office. I got you have to come in. Corporate culture. You must sit here. These holdover idiots who still think the corner office is the pinnacle. That's the trophy. Meanwhile, long ago, somebody's left with the cup, and the cup is remote working from the beach as a 1099er. So I'm inclined to believe this is a true story. A recent post on Reddit has gone viral, wherein a manager revealed that half the HR department of his company was fired after his own CV was mistakenly rejected by the company's faulty automated recruiting system. Here's what happened. In his post, the manager working as tech lead was looking for a single recruitment in his team. However, since 3 months, he couldn't find a single person for the position. To identify the issue, he then created a new email and sent them a modified version of his CV with a fake name to see what was going on in the process. And to his surprise, he was auto-rejected. In his post, the tech lead expressed his frustration and wrote, HR to even look at my resume. Right. I mean, now you got the software to scan for keywords. Why do we have HR? Why do you have HR? Why? I mean, and I'll get to the point where if you're going to wait for the corporate heads to get rid of these worthless witches and they're in fig of newt and brew of stew and stir it, oh, God of employment, give us the perfect candidate. Oh, we're going to hire Becky. She's my BFF. Oh, okay, fuck the ceremony. I'm going to show you how we have to take matters into our own hands. HR didn't even look at my resume. I took this up with management and fired half the HR department in the following weeks. The issue was they were looking for the Angular developer. I know also of a story. This was, I think, even before Reddit was terribly a thing. A buddy of mine was working on the Bakken oil field, and they needed, I think it was like a concrete guy. It was some kind of supporting trade. And they look and they can't get one. And so they said, what the hell's going on? They found out Karen in HR was crying like a resume and some college education. Karen was gone. And then they got, oh, surprise, there was a bunch of other people. You're putting power tripping bitches in a position of power. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, there was a talented power tripping bitch. Then I'd be like, okay, put a talented power tripping bitch in there. But no, you took an untalented power tripping bitch for the Bakken oil field. It was something like truck driver. It wasn't need a PhD to measure the oil we're pumping out of the ground. This was kind of an entry, well, not entry level, but somewhat of a commonly skilled individual. So I could see this. The issue was they were looking for Angular JS developer while we were looking for an Angular 1, different frameworks, similar names. He further add, well, here I'm going to tell you guys, you corporate executive manager types, hire your own fucking people, you lazy motherfuckers. Why are you dealing with HR? Why? If you want the job right, don't send a 24-year-old who can't do math to do it for you. Find someone, you dumb. That's the number one thing you got to do as a manager or supervisor is find the right people. And you're outsourcing it to people who have a degree in HR, a generalist. That's been my God, and it hasn't ended. I don't know. This is like I'm trying to think of something really stupid. This is like the kicking shins ceremony. Like you were on some island and they woke up every morning and instead of saying good morning, they kick you in the shins and everyone's in great breathing pain and the shins are all bruised up. And then someone from off the island comes and says, why you all stop kicking your shins? This doesn't make any sense. They all keep on kicking each other's shins anyway. A guy goes away, comes back 25 years later. They're still kicking each other's shins. Like, why don't you stop that? Why do we have HR? Why do you have cancer? This, by the way, this isn't shtick. This isn't everybody likes to hate on HR. This is everyone hates on HR because they don't fucking do anything except harm the fucking company and the economy. There's nothing good that comes of HR. It's not, it's the bubonic plague, it's cancer, it's incompetence, it's stupidity, it's delay, it's costly. What the fuck why can't you just get rid of this fucking dead weight? I think young people, especially, I know I was part of that generation when I was young. I think everybody, look, we can't find employees. How about you just skip the step where we kick each other in the shins and you give everyone cancer? Could we skip the cancer stage and you don't deal with HR? All right, use software, screen out the resumes. Oh, this guy's got the right words. All right, what? Now here's a list of 10. You're too lazy as a manager to go through these 10 resumes and make a couple fucking phone calls? Why? It just boggles my mind why these people are around. As always, I understand benefits and compensation. I understand having employment law experts, right? I get that. Why you all got to keep Karen in HR and why that's your first frontline defense of interviewing people, asking them what their favorite color is and why. Holy fucking shit. It's just maddening. He further added that this kind of silly mistakes must and can be fixed in minutes. You damn right. And since the CVs were auto-rejecting profiles without Angular JS in it, we literally lost all possible candidates. He also highlighted that when he used to reach out to the HR for updates on the recruitment, he was told they had some candidates that didn't pass the first screening process, which was false. People who work in HR are incredibly mediocre and lazy, the manager said. There you go. So I did want to read it. So a couple of you sent me that, so you wanted me to read it. So I have a dream. Okay? Come with me on my dream. I have a dream, and it can be done. He says it can be done in minutes, and this can be done. And it's kind of already being done by Gen Z, which I continue to applaud for your lying flat. Corporations aren't paying you enough, and you had the crazy idea to say, fuck you, we're not doing it. You're lying flat. Or the great resignation or the quiet quitting, whatever it is, you're telling them, no, we're not. Oh my God, then $15 an hour. I think wages naturally went up to that, although a lot to be argued that a lot of that was inflation. But in Gen Z, as a group, acting in unison, aka a union, functionally, not necessarily joining one, but acting as one, said, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. And I think we're at a very unique time right now where the perfect storm, the ingredients for a perfect storm has formed where HR is now on their last legs or they're on the ropes. And if we strike now as a union, as a group of self-respecting individuals, Republican, Democrats, cats and dogs, mass hysteria. I mean, everybody, all of us. We can look, corporate America ain't going to get rid of HR. They're not. They literally, HR gal come up there, kick you in the shins like, oh my God, we need an entire department of these people. Because here's the key thing. How much of production comes from employees? All. And if we just say, no, fuck you, we're not getting master's degree. No, fuck you, we're not going to work for you because you don't pay enough. And how about this? Hear me out. No, fuck you, I don't interview with HR. What if you just said no to HR? Some corporate recruiter comes in. Oh, hey, come on, work for the XYZ Corporation. And what if we got it into young kids' minds through the power of the internet? Oh, Josh Fluke, help me out, buddy. Come on. Spread the word to say, no, we don't interview with HR. I busted my ass off, got my degree in whatever, engineering or chemistry or what. I am not talking to your 25-year-old moron who's never worked a real job in his or her life answering stupid fucking questions. Fuck you. It's an in right on the most basic level that is so insulting. And then who do you think millennials, lend me yours. Who do you think forced you to go to college? I know your parents and teachers kind of incentivized you and pushed you into that. But who do you think had the college degree requirements anyway? Who set those bachelor's required, master's preferred? HR. You want to talk about I'm not I'm not saying it for shtick, guys. HR has caused so much damage to this economy and now coming up on 3 generations of young people, not only by being dumb gatekeep. Like, look, if you let good people in, fine, you're doing gatekeeping, but now you're just letting dumb ones in or your BFFs and keeping the good ones out. But on top of it, mandating now 3 generations of poor young people go and get unnecessary college degrees and cripple your finances. Those reasons alone is why you should be saying, "No, I don't interview." Look, would you interview with a fascist, like someone like, "Oh yeah, I'm a national party of the Nazi party." Would you interview with them? We abuse animals. Would you interview with them? Why would you interview with HR? Like, no, I'm not interviewing with HR. And so we kind of already have the template. The template, like all these great things are lining up that Gen Z kind of came around. First, the ridiculous cost of education. A lot of people are dropping out. A lot of people are not even going to college because it's worthless. Right? Men, especially on that. Two, cost of housing has gone up because we told everyone to go to college and no one to become carpenters. So the limited supply of housing is kind of having an effect, even though interest rates are high. So now people are living at home. Three, though not per se HR, but I think 99.8% of HR professionals vote Democrat. We have like essentially a welfare state, especially for young people now. Again, my research on A World Without Men, you will go get that book. 2 to 3 times as many men increase in young people applying for mental disability compared to women. Because you get EBT and STIMI checks, so that was a Trump thing, the STIMI checks during a disease, admittedly. Now you have people with no work ethic or a lot less work ethic. You pay them not to work. It's not, they can live at home. They're not desperate. They don't need you anymore. And okay, you could say, well, they're lazy. They're living at home collecting. Well, yeah, but they still allow them to say, "No, we're not working. We're not doing that. You don't pay enough." No one's going to starve if we all start. But what if I really need the job? What if we all just said, "No, fuck you. We're not interviewing with HR. We're not lending credence to this faux, fabricated, bullshit, sanctimonious, arrogant profession who's just been lording their fucking dick over all of us the entire time and truly getting in the way of some genuine economic progress. Fuck them. We're not. Who do you now? Let me ask you this. You said, "Well, what? Well, so what? I got to talk to Karen and HR. So what? What if I got? Who do you think has the corporate executive meeting? Like not corporate executive, the corporate culture meetings. Hey, we're all coming in here. Hey, gang, you do your 8 hours a day, right? And they want you to come in like another 3 or 4 or 5. Who do you think's over on the witch hunt in case you happen to ask out Susie in accounting? Heaven forbid. Oh my God. Let's just go. We better go murder all of them. End that guy's career. Who do you think? It's not like you deal with them once. And then you have, who do you think came up with DEI? The most racist, sexist, genderist, whatever, the most bigoted fucking program that ever existed. You think that was just the corporate executive? That came out of the cauldron of HR. Now we don't have to really work if we don't want to. We can live at home as socially acceptable. No one's going to college, or at least guys aren't going to college anymore. There's a talent shortage. There's a labor shortage. Oh, you can't find people. Oh, how about you get rid of HR and your stupid college education requirement? The college requirements. College got so expensive that people can't even attend it anymore. What else? I took my notes. This might have worked 30 years ago when people were having kids, right? A lot less people, men and women, but mostly men. We ain't going to college no more, so we don't have debt. So we're not that financially destitute. We're also not getting married and having kids, so we don't have a family to support. You fucking assholes. Oh, geez. You're not going to give me the job, which you weren't going to give to me anyway. I guess I'm not going to interview with HR because I don't need the fucking job. I go mow yards and survive. You do not have this upcoming HR. Listen to me. You do. Oh, and by the way, you corporate executive types, I know they've been doing this. Like, we got to get you in a car loan. We got to get them on a mortgage. We like married men. You don't have them buy the debt balls anymore. People don't have family or kids anymore. I just please get rid of. So, in addition to higher pay and less bullshit, can you just get rid of the HR? And then finally, like I said, they're on the ropes. There was an article. There's several articles. There was one I thought I had. Uh, but in light of the higher interest rates and kind of the .com or not .com, the tech correction, but also there's a slowing economy. DEI and HR and marketing, especially there was an article that shows DEI and HR are getting laid off. They're disproportionately getting laid off, especially in tech and marketing as well. But I think there was an article about generally more recent, but I couldn't find it. Again, someone had sent it to me. I think now that interest rates are higher and we're done with the 2% interest rate pie in the sky bullshit, and DI has been such a the creation that came from HR, DI has been such a spectacular fucking disaster. Companies are starting to fight. Well, companies are losing their fucking money is what it is. We got to cut. Hey, how about you keep Bob and Jill in engineering and you fire Becky and Madison in HR? Because, I don't know, Bob and Jill do the actual fucking work. And I think people are slowly starting to get now, if you paid attention, there's rumor going around that Tencent, the Chinese company, is going to buy out what remnant shares there is of Ubisoft. And Ubisoft has been a fucking HRDI nightmare, based on reports coming in. And we'll find out more later and all that if you want to tune into Endymion. But you could see it in their product. But there's instances where this woke political shit coming from HR, not to mention the traditional inefficiencies that HR and your bullshit field. I don't even know why you're hiring marketing. I understand marketing serves a purpose, but Jesus Christ, fire your 80% of your staff, keep your top 20%. But all this fat, finally, like, oh shit, the solvency of the company is, maybe we got to fire. Well, who do we need to keep? Well, what do we make again? We make cars. Oh, no, Harley Davidson. Let's do that. We make motorcycle for who? Typically conservative men. Well, who do we need to keep? I think we need to keep some engineers and our motorcycle mechanics and assemblers. We got, so who do we cut? There's this group of gals who do nothing but bitch and whine and then came up with woke marketing. Let's fire them. I guess if we're a motorcycle company, we should probably sell motorcycles. So we better keep those manufactured. We better keep that going on. I mean, it's even getting to the point. Companies are losing enough money that even MBAs are starting to feel, wait a second, if the money rounds out, which some don't, they almost go all the way to bankruptcy. And right now, I mean, even Microsoft, which is one of the more woke all the big companies are all woke and all. Was it last year they laid off a DEI team? It was bloody murder. It was screaming and howling. You don't fucking do anything. I should be an anti-DEI consultant. Like, yeah, I'll teach you how to get rid of them. You're all fucking fired. Go home. Have fun. The bubble's over. But even Microsoft got to the point like, we can't, this is not profitable. This is not what did you guys spend on Activision? 60 billion? We are so smart. Yeah, you know what? You could probably fire half your MBAs. I think every company would be pretty. You could cut out of white collar management. You'd be all right. Just keep your nerds. And here's an idea. How about you keep the workers? Yeah, just me. Like you keep accounting, you keep legal, you keep the workers, you keep the manufacturing, and then you got like 3 people who kind of manage it all. Like, this is it. Yeah, ah, you fire us, you fucking dipshit MBAs. But yeah, you throw in basically the lying flat that young people don't really have to work that much anymore. You throw in that there's no debt or families or obligation liabilities. Each person just has to support themselves. Uh, you throw in the poor economic times, forcing companies to get rid, like really look at like, what does HR do again? What does DEI and ESG and all this other shit do? Oh, get rid of that. And then I think the creature of DEI, this also happened at Ubisoft, where there are reports, qualify that. I've predicted this, that corporate America was already corrupt and dysfunctional to begin with. You threw in DEI, and any competent person, anyone worth their salt, would fucking leave. And then you'd have these shells of corporations where it's just a bunch of politically motivated, marketing, teeny bopper HR. Let's just drink champagne and talk about initiatives. And there's no fucking work actually getting done. That you will have to go and you'll have to outsource, contract out your work. And this is why I said, go read my article, Why We Should Let Women Have Corporate America. Go read it. And the premise is, look, if they're so hot and bothered about putting types of people instead of quality people in charge, let them have it. Because it wasn't all that fun to begin with. And then what you do is become part of the 1099 superior race, and you offer a contract for them. And that's happening because I guess their staff isn't competent enough to actually make code or program. Oh, it sounds like a nightmare. Go listen to Endemion's channel about it's just like a very extreme example where it just infested every aspect and every facet of that company. But they had to get the real workers down, so you go become a contractor. And right now, that's what's happening. You have so infested and infiltrated your companies with dysfunctional people. DEI, MBAs, HR people or not, it doesn't matter. But the DEI is the most recent round of cancer to come through corporate America. That anyone who's competent and has the self-respect and doesn't need you anymore. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is not 1987 where people have a mortgage, a car loan, and 2 kids to send off to school and a wife that's about to divorce them. There ain't no fucking families no more. These people say, fuck it. And you're like, we need you to, okay, yeah, sure, for $350 an hour, I'll do that. Fucking assholes. And I think that's where the talented people should be right now. On principle alone, on professionalism and self-respect alone, you say, fuck you. You don't hire the best people. That's odd. It's been that way for quite some time, but it's definitely now the case with DEI. And it's a guarantee you don't hire the best person because you're having us go through this clown and circus act called HR. You're also not a professional organization if we're going through this horse and pony show with the 23-year-old dits who can't do long division. No, seriously, I'd like to know right now. Let's go all the HR. I love to see them do long division. I love that on paper. None of this fucking calculator bullshit. Probably wouldn't be able to do the thing. I'm like, how do I throw a decimal where you're dividing a large number into a smaller one? And we got websites now and YouTube channels and the internet. Everyone's kind of waking up. You want the good people? You don't deserve the good people. And the good people are going to get a better deal being contractors, self-employed, et cetera, that if you are a good worker, you busted your ass off, you went to engineering, you went to this, you went to that. Fuck these large. Don't work for, you don't interview with HR. You don't do 5 fucking rounds of interviews. You don't talk to the cocksucking kid who inherited it from his dad and he doesn't know jack fuck all shit, but he got his master's in marketing from the Carlson School of Management. There is no future at the larger corporations, by the way. Don't know if you've noticed it with the layoffs and all the corporate bullshit. But if you actually are skilled, remember the number one rule. All production comes from your employees, all. And at the end of the day, they need you more than you need them. And if the productive people of society, the ones they need, not the ones they can temporarily hire under artificially low inflation or interest rates or ESG money coming from Larry Fink's ball sack. All right, very temperate. And then you still lose the fucking money, by the way. All right, that's not sustainable. And they say, "Well, what do you really?" Yeah, well, I don't interview with HR. I talk directly to the hiring manager. Wow, that's highly irregular. If we just did that for look, why y'all? I've talked about this where way back in the day they said, "Let's boycott big oil for a day." This shows you the intelligence of your average leftist. If we all don't buy gas on one day, then and the answer is, well, you just buy that much more the next day because you need oil. But that would work for colleges and universities. They're all complaining about tuition. I'm like, why don't you all take a leap year? Why don't we all decide? This is going back like 2012. Why not in 2012, every high school senior in America says, fuck it, we ain't going to college until you lower prices by 50%. That would actually work because they don't have the cat. Now, some have endowments and all that. That would work here again. Like there would be year-long boycotts. If you just did it, these people would be up shit creek. So if you did a year-long boycott of HR, or I don't know, you just had the self-respect and made it that you never, ever had to degrade and defile yourself, uh, throwing yourself at the feet of mercy of a 23-year-old power-tripping ditz. Oh, madam. Oh, I would like, if I could be an animal, it would be an eagle. Do you remember rehearsing your answers to this stupid shit? If I could be an animal, I would be an eagle because that way I could soar for your great corporate wellness fucking bullshit reason. Pull it out of my ass. Another recent article I talked about how Gen Z is starting to require that in the United Kingdom, employers list the pay range. Otherwise, they're not applying. Good for you. It's the same thing. No, I will not degrade myself or lower myself talking to someone who isn't as smart or trained or knowledgeable about the job than I am. You're either a professional organization, you get that motherfucking manager out here to do the interviewing, or I'm not interested. And guys, Karen from HR will go away. It can happen. It can happen. You just have to say, I don't, and you got to let them know. Once it gets out, you know, Haktua, that. Christ, if that can get out, can we just get boycott HR out? Can you just say, I refuse to interview with HR? You know, right off the bat, send in the resume. Or if it says attention human resources, you don't send the resume. And then you're at, I don't know, you're at some job fair if those are even a thing now. And like, have you ever thought about working for the ABC Corporation? Like, do you have HR? Yeah. Would I have to interview with an HR generalist or do I interview with fellow engineers or fellow accountants? Oh, well, I know that. Blah, blah. Okay, well, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. If 5 or 6 candidates said that, ones that they were kind of interested in, it it would cause reverberations. La- Not, and there's labor shortage. Well, stop posting fake jobs would be one thing. But I do believe they can't find enough people to show up on time and quality and all that other stuff. Could you imagine if they just started saying, "Yeah, I give priority to people who skip HR." Like if you're, whatever, a manufacturing firm, you're a composite engineer major. I talk to like if the interviews with fellow engineers or the floorman or whoever, I'd be interested. But no, I'm not interested. I'm not doing interviews with HR right now at the moment. And if we all acted like one, if we brothers and sisters, if we were united and just told Karen and HR to fuck off, you could do it. We could do it. And it's bad times in HR. Oh God, go look up. If you look up HR layoffs, like the Society for Human Resources Management, SHRM or whatever it's called, like they had an article, but they took it down because there has been a fair amount of people getting laid off in human resources. Oh, and the fucking amount of cope, like, we're still necessary, the new strategy with leveraging synergies and providing insight. Shut the fuck up and get a real job. Go the fuck away. You fucking deadweight to the US and all other economies. Oh, you got him on the ropes, guys. You just got to land the final blow. And then is you simply have nothing to do with them. Say, no, I didn't go to school for 17 fucking years to be insulted by your adult child who knows nothing about my fucking career or profession. Fuck off. And then maybe all the HR people would be fired, or at least they dare not send an HR person to interview you. And I don't, like I said, I don't think corporate America, they're just so fucking dumb and slow. Hey, I know what. Let's cut quality and save on cost, but keep the price the same. That totally won't destroy brand loyalty. Hey, I know what. Let's make everything a subscription service. Yeah, Hewlett Packard, just again, it's not HR is not their only problem. Hewlett Packard, they decided that you could only use Hewlett Packard ink cartridges, and if you didn't, it wouldn't work. And so you had to get a subscription to ink cartridges. I mean, again, there's plenty of stupid shit going on. By the way, don't work for Hewlett Packard. Wait, we could end this one. We could end this one. Uh Hawk to the final. All right, let's go to the super chats. Mexi Man and Cheese, $5. How HR without HR, how will he know that the 20-year mechanical engineer is wearing the right kind of shoes for his job? Or that it's Taco Tuesday, or that there's pizza downstairs free for everyone, huh? Huh? Doc Paradox, $5 was deposed a couple of months ago as the technical witness. That corporation pays millions. I was just witness. Wasn't even my case. Why? HR. Oh God, yeah, no. HR, just small companies, minimalism. I don't have it, link below. But guys, the number one thing you can do to avoid all this fucking nightmare is need the least amount of money possible. I got a course that teaches you how to kind of give up on materialism, what the real role and function of money is. It's called Achieving Financial Excellence. It's available on Teachable. Please consider it. But first, remove the need for as much money as possible. And then you're just like, yeah, I got 60 grand saved up and that'll last me 3 years. Bye. Oh, you'd like to hire me as a contractor? That will be $250 an hour. And no, I don't do meetings. And no, I'm not talking to HR. Bye. Pringles can with veins, $5. I have 8,000 hours of cloud engineering experience. Why the fuck are you asking me my favorite color and what animal best describes me? Pringles, right? AW. Oh, it is computer science. I was correct then. AWS. I know, man. I can't imagine what you and other STEM guys go through. Doc Paradox. Holy shit. $100. Thank you, Doc. You have the power. You are the power walker. You have the power. You are the power walker. You have the walking of power of the walk. Hang on. I'm screenshotting this. Oh my God. I am gonna have Keith read this. This is gonna make an intro. This is gonna be great. Hang on. Oh, you have the power. You are the power walker. You have the walking of the power of the walk. You are a walkingly powerful walker of, all right, screw this. You suck, but in a good way. I've been overseas. Glad to come home and see you're still short. I mean, good. Well, we're glad you're back, Doc Paradox. My truth, the king. $2. Hail the power walking god, aka Economista Sloot. My truth, the king. $2 again. Aaron Clary. He was ahead of his time. Oh, power walking. Jorge, $5. Hello, Cappy. I'm from HR and I sentence you to a week-long seminar on critical race theory and sexual harassment training until your brains melt. You know what'd be great is if I ever got sent to that, I'd be like, that's bullshit. You're just a racist person. Nah, fuck you. It's not only white. No, no, no. Everyone can be racist. Like you, for example. Like you're kind of an asshole. You don't like white people or men or whatever the topic of conversation would be at that moment in time. Find out who they are, like start, going through their social media. Like, what about this text you posted? Like, kill all white guys. What about that, madam? Oh, what if, well, there'd be a perfect example. See, you're, let's go back. Where was it? Pringles, right? Let's say Pringles and all those other programming guys, engineers are there. And they say, oh, you got to take DEI training. What if Pringles rallied all the guys and the gal says, we're not doing this. We're fucking walking. Like all of us, this entire floor, we're not doing it. And then you'd have a representative go in and say, yeah, so I'm representing all the guys here. We're not going into the DI training, and we're actually never going to go into DI training or any of this other horse shit. Because if you force us to do that, we're all going to walk, and you'd all have to make sure you saved up. This is why, number one, you have 3 to 6 months savings so you can do shit like this. Could you imagine how quickly corporate would fold? Like, yeah, you're never going to blindly accuse us of ists and phobes. We're not wasting our time on this childish bullshit anymore. And I don't care. If you want to fire us all, fine, but it's going to cost you your entire production. We're more important than that consultant moron you hired. And you're never going to treat us like this again. And then just you all walk with like an 85% chance they never call you back. Oh, is that? No. Oh, by the way, now that you fired us, now we will all want independent contract at this hourly rate, and no, we're not coming into the office. Fuck you. Saul Trejo, $2 signed up for the Intuit TurboTax Trail. Good for you, Saul. Cool. If you can, do me, boy, you know what? Go through that training program, Saul, and when you're done with it, contact Chad and tell him I told you to contact him and say to that you had taken the Intuit TurboTax training program. I would like to know about that, but his audience is more tailored towards the accounting people. So we might have you on, unless you wanted to have a career and not be associated with us. Then you could just write a letter in or something, tell us what it's like. Colin K, $5. I only interviewed with the manager and director of IT. HR only got involved to give me an offer letter. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Love my company for that. Earn my loyalty. Major Tao, $5. I run a window cleaning business in California. Life is a lot simpler when you can focus on the end product. HR is a serpent eating its own tail. Yep. Major Tao is correct. If you could just be your own, even if it's just cleaning windows or mowing yards or doing handyman work and just avoiding corporate America in general, no meetings, no commute, no asking for permission. Like, Tao, I bet you, oh, I need a new squeegee. You don't have a commission or a meeting on it. You just go buy the damn squeegee, right? Doc, you didn't. I used to clean windows myself. I know what a squeegee is. Doc Paradox, $2. Dre's very sorry. He is sleeping with HR wives at the moment. Universal coordinate, 31 Australian, 71% of HR women. It's that low? I thought it was more like 85. I thought it was in the 80s. It's a solipsistic role fueled by emotion, power, and control. My ex fired an engineer for using an emergency exit 3 times. Well, okay. They're useless, Cappy keeps spreading the word. Yeah, I don't know why he's using the exit 3 times. The Plains Warrior for $5. A hiker is the same as a power walker with the freedom to pee. No. No. Power walking is like, okay, there's, foot man, boob man, leg man, ass man, right? And the feet guys who like feet, those are the power walkers of the cardio world. Okay, they're the weirdos. They're the ones that are ostracized, right? We all agree, okay, I'm a boob man, but I can understand you're an ass man, and I'm an ass man, but I can understand you're a leg man. But everybody agrees the feet men are weird. You should be banished and kicked out. Power walkers are the feet men of the cardiovascular world. Hiking may not be marathon runners, may not be joggers, may not be just walkers. Power walkers are the weirdos. They're the ones you got to like ostracize from your ranks. All right, that's it. What I got linked below. To help you stay away from HR, step one, need as little money as possible. All right. But step two, please go into a field where the employer needs you more than you need the employer. Please get the book Worthless, The Young Prince's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. And then also link below is please manage your finances well so that you don't have to, we all have to, everyone's got to suck a little dick. Everybody's got to suck just a little bit of dick. All right. That's unavoidable. I am making it so you get your finances together so you suck the least amount of dick possible. If you fuck up like I did, you're going to have to suck a lot of dick. Okay. I sucked a lot of banker dick. I didn't want to do that, but I had to. I'm getting it so we all suck. I promise to you that if you follow my advice, citizens of Springfield, you will suck the least amount of penis. Get back your pad economics so you could just be independently free as quickly as possible. Pringles again, $5. To be fair, I'm a black and remote. Well, yeah, I knew you, but I'm going to imagine you don't like going to DEI training either. I might as well yell full counter combo breaker against DEI. I'm going to guess you in your mid-30s if you're going to quote that. Where was I? Oh, hanging out with my buddy. My buddy says round two. He came back for another drink. He says round two. And we both said at the same time, fight. And then the kid who's 25 with us, he didn't have any fucking clue what we were talking about. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.